going to talk about some hands-on activities that you can do if your students are learning all about arrays. The first is called Roll an Array Treasure Hunt. So for this game, your students have three different options of versions. The first one is basically a hundreds chart, but it doesn't have any numbers on it. It has little coins. Your students will play in partners, and one partner will roll the dice, and whatever they rolled, so say they rolled 2 by 6, that's the size of the array they would draw, like a 2 by 6 rectangle, and color it in. And the goal is to draw your arrays in such a way that you can collect the coins if your array covers it. And at the end of the game, they can see who has the most coins. The second version of this game is with different kinds of treasure, not just coins. So what the goal of this one is to be able to collect the treasure that is worth the most points. So there's gems, there's treasure chests, they're worth different points. And so the idea is they want to be able to collect the most points in their arrays. And the third version is to avoid the traps. So instead of trying to make your array cover something, you're trying to avoid your array from covering the traps, because your students start with five kind of lives, I guess, and then each time they hit one of those X's, you know, X marks the spot since it's like pirate themed, since every time they hit one of those X's, they lose one of the points. The person who keeps the most lives at the end is the winner. Now, all of this game comes in a color version and black and white version. So if you use the black and white version, then it's printable, like print and go, there's no prep for it, and they would actually color it in. And in the color version, you can laminate it and then they can use a dry erase, or you can just put it in a sheet protector and then you don't have to worry about laminating it. It's still really quick and easy to make. The next game is called Spin, Multiply, and Find the Array. So on the spinner are various arrays for a certain number. So each each array for the number 2. So 2 by 1, 2 by 2, 2 by 3, and such. And so the idea of this game is for kids to really understand that when you're looking at an array, the expression can be written either way, the commutative property, and it would still have the same product. So they'll spin and then color in the expression and then spin again, and they're trying to color in all of the expressions. So there's one row has like 2 by 3, 2 by 4, 2 by 5. The other one has like 3 by 2, 4 by 2, 5 by 2. So they're kind of really understanding that it doesn't really matter the orientation of the array or the order in which they're written, the product will still be the same. So you can print it in black and white and then just have them color it in, or you can have them put a counter on it and then you can reuse the game again and again. And this has numbers 2 to 10. The next one is called Pick, Build, and Cover Array version. So the cards that the kids would pick has an expression on it, like 5 times 3, and then they would have to build an array that's 5 by 3 and then cover the product. And the next activity is a building thinking classroom style math task called Bake Sale. So what your students need to figure out is how many batches of cookies they need to bake for this bake sale. So it is an array problem, but also an unknown factor problem. And then after they finish the first task, there are 3 levels of check your understanding questions, as well as 3 levels of meaningful notes that they can use to reflect back on the strategies that they used to figure out this task and save them for future use.